Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. These two teams have met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they're trying to win here in Philadelphia to capture the season series. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, and the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Let's go. Looking to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on 4th. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Down to about the 32.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
look to throw here. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him about the 28. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be fourth down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
Hey, check that. Street.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Unlock right.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, check that. Check Bobcat.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give running right, Gibson taken down at the 30.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Running the sweep with McLaurin. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Tip temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. He'll drop to throw. This one left side caught by Gibson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Gibson toss right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second and 6. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Check pass, check pass.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
60 evil. Hey, smash Broncos.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The Eagles at 6-4 now in the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. Tight end, they can do that.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And did he get in? No! They'll mark him out at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 78 yards. First and goal at the 1.
Check, check.
They'll try to run this one in. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they'll run again. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. With now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Eagles post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Okay, ready?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly,
rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but now from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Commanders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Offense set to begin their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop him with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Right back to him on 1st down.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On second down, they'll run it here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Out of the gun now on third down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
By Joseph Osai. A big loss on the play. Brings up fourth down.
Slot man moves right. They're going to try and throw. He sets to fire deep. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. A give to Gibson running right. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now an option play on second down. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
Get it.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw here. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 2nd and 6, just inside of the 30. He'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. And credit the tackle to Percy Butler. 3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. Check Bobcats, check Bobcats.
They'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Ready? Check pass, check pass.
At the 18-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
At the 16-yard line.
60 back.
A gain of 1. Brings up
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. The kick by Elliott is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ballgame, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick-6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. The 30. 10. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Commanders. And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Hey, smash Bronco!
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Seven Pirates! 79 Broncos!
They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have to try and move past that pick-6 because now they're dealing with a fourth quarter deficit, and they need this drive to end in points. 40 yards on the ground for him so far.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
But that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Straight ahead, Gibson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Okay, ready?
5 yards remain on 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. He'll look to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to the ground with Gibson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Gibson again. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. He's back to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man,
Try to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game. That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. In motion right is Watkins.
19 tight. 19 tight. 10 through 11. 10 through 11. Ready.
They'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch at that spot.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Copy Ranger. Copy Ranger.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4th-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Ready! Come 19! Rig alert! Rig alert! Buffalo 18! 60 Bobcats! 60 Bobcats!
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, a huge mistake late. It's intercepted. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Here we go!
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing